welcome to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
So today, we're digging into a really big one. AEW Dynamite's 300th episode.
Yeah, quite the milestone. And this wasn't just, a party.
Not at all. Our sources are saying this show, live from Ontario, California, was absolutely pivotal.
Packed with major moments, really high-stakes matches, and some crucial developments.
Everything seems to be pointing towards the next big event, all in Texas.
Definitely. And that's our mission for you today, really, to give you that shortcut.
Right.
We've gone through all the recaps, the results, the analysis from, everywhere. Official AEW stuff, deep match breakdowns. And we've pulled out the key bits so you can quickly get what matters, what it means for AEW going forward, especially into All In.
Without getting bogged down in every single detail.
Exactly. Consider this your curated guide. You'll be totally up to speed.
Okay, let's dive in then. The core of the show, I guess we have to start with that main event, Okada and Ibushi.
Yeah, the big non-title rematch. Highly anticipated.
And the key thing here, Okada got the win, right? Clean.
Yep, a clean victory over Ibushi. And the sources really stress this point. It wasn't just a win, it cemented Okada's momentum.
Especially with that AEW World Title match looming.
Precisely. It solidifies him, puts him right at the top, heading towards that title contention. A real statement.
And then the chaos after the match.
Oh, yeah. That's where it got really dramatic, didn't it?
Just when you thought the Don Callis family, Romero and Archer were going to jump Ibushi.
Kenny Omega hits the ring, chair in hand, makes the save.
Leading to that Golden Lovers moment, the hug in the ring. That's huge for longtime fans.
Absolutely huge. And connecting those dots, that reunion, it's not just a nostalgia pop, is it?
No, it feels like more.
It's smart booking. By tapping into that deep pre-AEW history, that emotional connection.
They skip a lot of buildup.
Exactly. It instantly raises the stakes for Omega, for Ibushi, sets up potentially massive rivalries for All In that already have weight.
And puts another layer on Okada's whole situation, too.
For sure. Adds immediate personal drama to that main event scene.
Speaking of drama and high stakes, the world title picture, that got intense right from the start of the show.
It really did. That opening segment with Hangman, Adam Page, and Jon Moxley. Wow.
Page came out fired up, just called Moxley straight out.
He did not hold back. He actually vowed to, quote, ride through death itself, to win the title at All In.
And challenged Moxley to make it a Texas deathmatch.
Yeah, not just a challenge, like a demand. Said Moxley would have to kill him. Intense stuff.
Moxley's first reaction was reluctance.
Right. He basically said, you don't really want this kind of match, even if you think you do.
But Page wasn't having it. He decked Moxley.
Blocked him, yeah, then jumped on him with a fork.
A fork, and then laid out Marina Shafir with a buckshot lariat when she tried to interfere.
I mean, that level of aggression, it kind of forced Moxley's hand, didn't it?
Seems like it.
It's like Moxley respects the brutality, maybe too much for Page initially, but Page's violence, just going berserk like that.
Even taking out Shafir.
Yeah, it showed a level of determination Moxley couldn't ignore. Our sources really flag that sequence as the turning point.
So Moxley finally agreed to the Texas deathmatch stipulation.
He did. And that just elevates their feud immensely. It's personal, it's visceral now. Huge implications for All In.
Okay, shifting gears a bit. Title defenses. Mercedes Moné kept her TBS championship.
She did, against Mina Shirakawa, described as a competitive match.
But Moné came out looking strong.
Very strong. Sources emphasized her resilience, her, violent resolve by the end, really cementing her as the top dog in that division.
And her post-match stuff,
Right.
Spilling champagne, mocking Tony Storm.
Yeah, pretty clear signposting there, right? Seems obvious who she might be looking at next. She's firmly established.
Makes sense. Then we had Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay teaming up.
Right, they got a win against the Beast Mordos and Realistico.
But the bigger story with them happened before that match, didn't it?
Oh yeah, they threw down another massive challenge.
Another Texas deathmatch challenge.
This is becoming a theme. It really is. This time, aimed at the Young Bucks for All In Texas.
And the stakes they proposed, that was audacious.
Totally. Ospreay put it out there. Swerve seemed a bit hesitant at first, but went with it.
What was the offer again?
If the Bucks accept the challenge, and they win, then Swerve and Ospreay cannot challenge for the AEW World title for 1 full year.
Wow. Putting that kind of restriction on themselves.
It's incredibly high risk, massively ramps up the pressure and the importance of that potential tag match. Huge gamble.
And later in the show, the Bucks actually accepted.
Yeah, which is a massive development for the tag division and for All In. Really surprising they took that bet.
Okay, sticking with high-stakes matches, the Casino Gauntlet. Always crucial for setting up contenders.
We had the men's Casino Gauntlet, #2 qualifier, a fatal four-way.
MJF, AR Fox, Brody King, and Anthony Bowens.
And MJF got the win. Tapped out AR Fox with the salt of the earth.
So what does that mean positionally?
It means MJF is locked in as the #2 entrant in the Casino Gauntlet match at All In.
That's a huge advantage, or at least a very significant spot.
Absolutely critical. Puts him right near the start, shaping how that whole match could play out. Prime position.
And we're already seeing fallout from that, right? New challenges.
Yeah, Mark Briscoe called out MJF wants a talkie talk next week.
Okay.
And that feud between Jet Speed Kevin Knight and the Hurt Syndicate, Benjamin and Lashley, that's heating up too. Knight challenged Shelton for Collision.
So the ripples from the gauntlet are spreading out.
Definitely. Oh, and we should mention that unique Heroes versus Villains trios match.
Right, the one tied into the Superman movie promotion.
That's the one. Takashita and the Young Bucks got the win over Bandito, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly.
And the timing of this was interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, important context. This match happened before Swerve and Ospreay's tag match.
But it was after this trios win that the Bucks actually accepted the Texas Deathmatch challenge from Swerve and Ospreay.
Exactly. So you see the pieces falling into place throughout the show for that massive all-in tag match. It all connects.
Okay, so pulling it all together. Dynamite 300. What are the absolute must-know takeaways heading towards All In?
Well, first, Okada. Huge momentum from beating Ibushi. He's clearly positioned for that world title picture.
Got it.
Second, Mercedes Moné, still dominant as TBS champ. The women's division revolves around her, and challengers like Storm and Shirakawa are lining up.
Makes sense.
Third, and maybe the biggest headline grabber, 2 Texas death matches are now official for All In.
Swerve and Ospreay versus the Young Bucks with those insane stakes.
And Hangman Page versus Jon Moxley for the AEW world title itself. Brutal.
And fourth, the Casino Gauntlet structure is taking shape, with MJF grabbing that key #2 spot.
Right. Those are the major plot points. And it's worth noting, despite all the drama, sources praise the episode itself.
Yeah.
For being, a tight, solid 2-hour show focused heavily on the in-ring action. It delivered.
It really feels like hitting 300 episodes isn't just a number for them.
No, I think this episode showed that. It's about the history they've built.
How so?
Well, think about it. All that accumulated story, right?
Yeah.
Every past feud, every relationship like the Golden Lovers or Hangman's whole journey, it all has weight now. And that allows AEW to create these really intense personal feuds for big shows like All In. They hit harder because they're built on years of stuff fans have followed.
That history gives the current stories more impact.
Exactly. You get these emotional payoffs that just wouldn't land the same way without that longevity, that consistency, especially heading into All In with so much on the line.
That's a great point to think about. So Dynamite 300, clearly a landmark show, not just a number, but an impact. It really set the stage for All In Texas in a huge way.
Absolutely. Multiple high-stakes matches locked in, key character arcs pushed forward.
And hopefully you listening now feel like you've got the inside track, a clear view of the biggest moments and what they mean as AEW barrels towards that next huge pay-per-view.